Welcome back to our channel, everyone. Today is Monday, a fresh start to the week, and we have a ton of crazy drama to unpack. Make sure to hit subscribe if you haven't already. Let's dive right into the madness because the writers are really testing our patience today. So let's talk about that flight, that absolute nightmare of a commercial flight. I mean, can you even imagine? You're John Finnegan. You're a doctor. You've had an incredibly long, exhausting day at the hospital. You finally get on your flight to Monaco to go see your beautiful wife, Steffi, for what is supposed to be a highly anticipated, super romantic getaway. You sit down in your seat. You buckle your seatbelt. You're probably looking forward to some bad airplane peanuts, maybe a movie, and a long nap. And then, boom, you look to your side. And Sheila Carter is sitting right next to you, just right there, smiling that creepy, psychotic, overly attached smile of hers. Honestly, I would have screamed. I would have stood up and yelled. I would have called the flight attendant, the air marshal, the pilot, literally anyone with a badge. But what does Finn do? He panics, which, okay, is totally understandable for the first 5 seconds. But then he tries to use logic. With Sheila? Let's be real here for a second, guys. What was he thinking? It is way, way too late for Sheila to just get off the plane. The doors are closed. The plane is taking off. They are stuck in a metal tube in the sky for hours and hours and hours, and Finn is just sitting there sweating bullets. We all know from a few episodes ago that his adoptive mom, Lee, accidentally left her laptop open at the hospital with his flight itinerary on the screen. Which, by the way, is a massive security violation, but that's a whole other rant for another day. The point is, Sheila saw the information, she bought a ticket, and now she is literally holding Finn's hand on this plane. And he is just letting her do it. And then Finn tries to negotiate. He actually tries to make a deal with the devil. He points out to Sheila that if she suddenly shows up in Monaco, it's going to make everything with Steffi 10 times worse, which is the understatement of the century, right? Steffi already hates her with the fire of 1,000 suns. Steffi has explicitly, repeatedly told Finn to cut his birth mother out of their lives forever. So Finn's big, brilliant master plan is to tell Sheila that they should just keep this little airplane ride a secret. Yes, a secret. He literally looks at this woman who has terrorized his family for decades, who shot him and his wife in a dirty alley and left them for dead, and says, "Hey, if you just turn around and catch a flight right back home as soon as we land in Europe, I swear I won't tell Steffi you were ever here." I can't. I really can't with him sometimes. Why does he think this is going to work? Who actually believes this is going to end well? Sheila didn't pack her bags, buy an expensive last-minute international ticket, and fly halfway across the world just to turn around at the baggage claim and go back to Los Angeles. She wants a family vacation. She wants to force her way into Steffi's life and pretend they are all one big happy family. Finn is being so incredibly naive. Maybe I'm being too harsh on it. I mean, he is trapped at 30,000 feet with a madwoman. Maybe he's just saying whatever he has to say to keep her calm so she doesn't hijack the plane or cause a scene. Okay, that sounded dramatic, but you get what I mean. He's desperate. He's cornered. But still, keeping secrets from Steffi is exactly what got him into trouble in the first place. The lying by omission is what always destroys their marriage. But we all know Finn isn't going to get what he wants. He is not going to be able to keep Sheila and Steffi apart in Monaco. The writers are clearly setting up a massive, explosive confrontation. The fans on social media have been predicting this for weeks, and honestly, I'm here for the drama, even if I'm exhausted by Finn's constant waffling. Meanwhile, let's zoom out and look at what's happening on the ground in Monaco. Steffi is there, completely and blissfully oblivious. She's busy working. She's doing CEO things. This trip is supposed to be all about solidifying Forrester creations in the European market. She's there with Ridge and Brooke, and they are all trying their absolute hardest to gain international influence and secure the company's future. It's actually kind of sad when you think about it. Steffi is probably so happy right now. She's away from the LA drama, away from the hope for the future mess, away from all the corporate backstabbing. She's looking at the beautiful architecture, maybe standing near that church where she and Finn had their magical, tear-jerking reunion a few years ago. She's expecting her handsome husband to show up and sweep her off her feet for a romantic evening. She has absolutely no idea that a literal hurricane named Sheila is heading straight for her. And honestly, Ridge and Brooke being there just adds to the tension. They are so focused on the business, on Forrester's legacy, but we all know there are massive rumors swirling back home in LA. There's that whole crazy storyline with Dylan's mother, Darcy, coming to town, and people are speculating wildly that Ridge might actually be Dylan's biological father. If that's true, Ridge's perfect little European business trip is going to be the last peaceful moment he has for a very, very long time. But for now, they are just working, smiling, completely unaware of the doom that is about to drop on their heads. So, let's pull ourselves back to Los Angeles. Because while all this international disaster is brewing over the Atlantic, we have a whole different kind of mess happening at Forrester Creation. We get this scene where Electra is wearing this special dress. She's modeling it for RJ, and RJ is just staring at her. You can practically see the cartoon hearts floating out of his eyes. And suddenly, inspiration strikes him. RJ gets this grand, sweeping vision. He decides, right then and there, that Electra is the perfect face, the perfect visionary for Forrester's next youth line. He actually pitches this idea to her. He wants her to completely take over and be the one to replace Hope for the future. Let's just pause and unpack this. What is RJ thinking? I mean, I know he likes her. I know he's trying to be the supportive knight in shining armor guy, especially after Electra just dumped Will and is dealing with all that heavy drama with Dylan. But come on, Forrester Creations is a massive, multi-million-dollar global fashion house. You can't just hand over a flagship youth line to a girl you have a crush on just because she looks pretty modeling a dress. Zende literally just left the company. Zende, an actual, experienced, highly talented designer, packed his bags and went to work for Katie at Logan Designs because he was tired of being overlooked for RJ and his blatant nepotism. And now RJ is just proving Zende right. He's literally handing the keys to the kingdom to Electra without a second thought. Electra, to her credit, actually has some serious doubts. She hesitates. She questions if she's really a good fit for this massive responsibility, which is probably the most rational thing anyone has said on this show in weeks. She knows she's new. She knows her career was basically built on the foundations that Ivy and Quinn laid out before her. She isn't Hope Logan. She doesn't have years of experience running a brand or managing a massive team. But RJ? RJ doesn't care. He just keeps pushing. He emphasizes her beauty. He emphasizes her talent. He keeps telling her that Forrester desperately needs something fresh, something entirely new to replace Hope for the future now that Hope is gone and actively working for the competition. And RJ is convinced, absolutely convinced, that Electra is the one to make it happen. I feel like this is going to end so terribly badly. Eric is going to absolutely lose his mind when he finds out about this. We already know Eric hates the idea of workplace romances right now, and he was the one who manipulated Electra into dumping Will in the first place to keep her focused. If Eric sees RJ and Electra mixing business with pleasure and risking the company's bottom line on an untested new youth collection, he might actually fire them both on the spot. And let's not forget the fragile emotional state Electra is in right now. She just went through a brutal, messy breakup with Will. She just found out that Will and Dylan slept on the same couch, and she was so furious she slapped Dylan across the face. She is a total mess. She was even thinking about leaving LA entirely and moving in with Ivy just to escape the drama. And now RJ is throwing this massive corporate weight onto her shoulders. It feels like RJ is taking advantage of her vulnerability, even if he doesn't realize he's doing it. He's a young guy, he's infatuated, he wants to be her hero, but he's setting her up for a massive, very public fall. It really fits the show's usual style, though, doesn't it? The Forrester men always think they can just fix a woman's emotional problems by giving her a fancy job title and a fashion line. Bridge did it with Brooke a million times over the years. Thomas tried to do it with Hope. And now RJ is doing the exact same thing with Electra. It's like a toxic genetic trait at this point. But anyway, that's where we are at. Finn is making the worst, most spineless deals in the history of aviation with his psychotic mother. Steffi is blissfully ignorant in Monaco, waiting for a romantic reunion that is going to turn into a full-blown horror movie. And back in LA, RJ is playing CEO and handing out fashion lines like candy to a girl who is one mental breakdown away from fleeing the state. It's messy. It's chaotic. It's exactly why we watch this show, even when it makes us want to pull our hair out. I honestly don't know how Steffi is going to react when she sees Sheila. Is she going to run? Is she going to fight her? There are all those wild rumors floating around that Sheila might actually save Steffi from falling off a cliff or something in Monaco and then disappear into the ocean. Which, let's be real, would be the most soap opera ending to a European trip ever. I guess we'll just have to wait and see how the writers play this out. Alright guys, that's my rant for today. I need to go rest my eyes because staring at this screen and trying to make sense of Finn's logic is giving me a massive headache. Let me know in the comments what you think about Finn's stupid airplane deal and whether you think Electra can actually pull off replacing Hope at Forrester. I'll see you guys tomorrow for more drama.
What do you guys think about today's drama? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for your daily dose of bold and beautiful news. See you in the next video.